So here's a little advice I like to give people that nobody asked for. And that is, whenever you feel the need to vent your frustrations, you need to let something out, I recommend taking some time, maybe a few hours, maybe even a day. Taking a few hours, taking some time before you do. And the reason I say that is because, when you're frustrated with something and you're upset, your initial feelings, most of the time, are all negative. They're all negative. They're bad. And they can fill your head with so much toxic crap that it all comes out and you probably say something you shouldn't say. You're going to feel it. You work on it. But hopefully you don't say anything stupid. And I've been known to say many stupid things. So I'm going to vent what I have to say, because now I've had some time to think about it, and my wife really put things into perspective. And the funny thing is, when somebody helps you out through a hard time and they give you that advice, they give you the information that may make sense to everybody else, for some reason for you, even though it's the obvious bit of advice you needed to hear, it's always like a light bulb going off. Because when you're upset, sometimes you don't see things or you don't think things clearly. So here's what I'm talking about. So yesterday, I found out at my job that a particular position that I have been applying for several times is now going to be open. And I was under the impression, this is my fault, I was under the impression that I was most likely, or even certainly, I thought I was certainly next in line for that position once that position opened up again. And I found out that the position is going to be made available for the rest of its employees. However, the particular department has already been training somebody for that position. So they already know who they want in that position. They already know who they're going to give the job to. But for legal reasons, for HR reasons, for, whatever, inclusion, diversity, or just like, try to make it fair reasons, they're going to put the position out in the open for anyone to apply. But at the same time, it's like I said, they already have somebody applying for that position. They already have somebody in mind for that position. And they already have somebody that they've been training for that position. So that position is pretty much null and void for everybody else trying to apply for it. So when I found this out, I got really mad. I got really frustrated because I have been talking to people in this department. I have spoken to people in other departments, my managers, telling them that I have an interest solely in this position, in this department. And the last interview that I went on, I did well enough to be considered for next time, which is beautiful. But it turns out that just being considered for next time is not a guarantee that next time this position opens, you'll get the job. But because I am me, in that moment, I was just really pissed. Man, this guy's got the high beams on behind me. Let me move my mirror. But yeah, so I came home feeling really, really crappy about myself. I was mad. And I was just frustrated. So I told myself, from this point on, I'm going to work in my department, and I'm not going to be loaned out to the other department. Because I'm trained in two different departments, but I'm officially with one department, sometimes I work for the other department, most of the times I work for my current main department. And I was always looking, even though I love my team, I was always looking to move to this next department and work there full time. So sometimes they borrow me when they need me, and most of the times I'm working over here. So I told myself, I was like, screw it. The next time they ask me to help them out, I'm just gonna say no, From now on, I'm going to stick to my department only, and not going to worry about these people. They don't value me. They don't care. Whatever. But the truth is, none of that was true. It's just that I was upset. And when I spoke to my wife about it, a part of me was hoping that she would agree with me and say, yeah, screw them. But thankfully, she's a more level-headed person than I am, especially in times like this. And she gave me some really good advice. Because she knows that whenever I work in the other department, I truly enjoy the work that I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy, working in that department. Even though I love my current team, but I love working in this other department every now and then. And like she said, I enjoy the work that I do. It makes me happy. So I shouldn't shut that down completely. And of course, anybody listening to this would say, well, duh, that's just obvious advice. But sometimes when you got a thick head like me and you're not thinking clearly, the obvious isn't so obvious. We cloud our minds with all the negative thoughts, and we hold on to that anger because for some reason it makes us feel better. It makes us feel justified. When the truth is, it doesn't do either. All it does is make us sick, make us hurt, and it keeps our judgment cloudy. So I'm feeling a little better now. I'm still disappointed, but nothing is owed to me. They don't owe me that position. I'm not guaranteed that position. I'm not too crazy about office politics. Actually, no. I'm going to be real. I hate office politics. Because sometimes it's, in my job, I will admit, it really is about your skill level. If you can do the job, they want you. However, office politics is something that's impossible to ignore, even where I work. And where I work, they like to consider themselves very, very, fair and open and inclusive all the time. But the truth is, in every company, in every department, in every job, there's going to be office politics where people are going to hire the people that they like. Granted, I will say this about my company. They hire the people that can do the job, which is perfect. However, there is that added thing where not only do they hire the people that can do the job, they hire the people that they like. So if I can do the job, but they like this person more, and that person can do the job just as well, they're gonna hire the other guy. I don't like that, but I gotta deal with it. That's the way the world works. Maybe I need to be more likable, or maybe I need to bump up my skill level, or maybe it's just not my time. So I'm trying to be more positive about it, because the truth is, I didn't have the position yesterday, and I don't have it today. I never lost it. It was not mine to lose. It was just a position that was available. I didn't even know it was available. And that's another thing. Like, I figured, somebody would tell me. Usually, my managers will tell me when there's a position open, but sometimes I feel like they don't want to lose me in my current department because I'm pretty valuable at what I do. I'm trained to do many different things, and every week they utilize me for different things wherever they need me. So, it's nice to be wanted. It's nice to feel valued. But sometimes I feel like that might be a hindrance. In certain jobs, if they love you so much, it's hard for them to lose you. And my company always says, hey, we got no issue losing people, especially if they're going to something better. If they're moving on to something better for themselves, for their future, we encourage that. My experiences so far is telling me different. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it and being negative about it. Either way, that's on me, nobody else. So I'm trying to take accountability for my feelings. I'm trying to calm myself down and put myself back in a positive headspace. So I thank you all for listening. I feel better. I'm on my way to work now, and I think I'm gonna have to poop when I get there. Because because I forgot to go to the bathroom before I left the house, and I'm starting to feel it in my tum-tum. So I'm gonna go now. God bless you guys. I love you guys. Be safe. Bye-bye.